Hello, guys, it's Dwayne, and on this episode of Dwayne's World, I talk with my best friend, my collaborator, my homie, this amazing man, Robbie Heiser, and we get into where he's from, how he got into music, how we end up linking up to make Die Out Here. Enjoy this episode. Hello, welcome to Dwayne's World, and I'm here with my guest and my boy, one of my best friends and one of my amazing producer partners that I've been working with for a while now, Robbie Heiser.
What's up? What's up?
Agent Heiser, the king. How are you today, bro?
I'm doing so good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Hell yeah.
You know, I'm happy to be with you. I always am. I feel like I just got to see you at least a couple of times a week, and
I know,
it makes
man.
me happy.
When you go on tour, I'm going to miss you.
I know, yeah, same. I'm going to miss you too, bro. It's going to be a lot of FaceTimes, a lot of voice messages.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to FaceTime you at night.
Yes.
I'm going to be in bed. What's up, man? How you doing?
100%. Probably drunk out of my mind in some random city, in some random hotel. What's popping with you? Like, how are you feeling today, man?
Man, I feel great.
Yes.
So great. I just went to Atlanta recently.
Yes.
Went home and saw some friends and my family. And
Amazing.
That's nice after the pandemic, you know, not being able to see people very much. So it was a good time, man.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
And home is Atlanta.
Yeah, home is kind of Atlanta, but at the same time, my dad was in the Army, you know, growing up. And so I don't really have like much of a hometown. I mean, I moved to Atlanta when I was like, I think like 13 or 14. So yeah, but it's, you know, I guess it's like somewhat home, but the whole time I was there, I just wanted to get out and move here. So
yeah, I feel that. Definitely same. I feel that all the way.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what your dad does, or is yeah,
that's fine.
I just think it's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely been an interesting life for me. I mean, my dad was in the Army for 25 years, and because of that, we moved all over the place. I mean, I was born in Atlanta, but I immediately moved to Panama, the country.
Okay.
And because my dad was stationed on a military base on the Panama Canal, and so at one point when I was there, like our house was up against the Panama Canal, and so my backyard was the Panama Canal. And I think I've told you before, but yeah, there's crocodiles and all kinds of just crazy animals down there. Like there's howler monkeys in Panama, and if you have never heard a howler monkey, I highly suggest YouTubing howler monkey.
I need to peep that.
It's the most terrifying thing you've ever heard in your life. They just do it all the time, and so you just get used to these like blood curdling screams.
Do they look crazy too?
Yeah, dude. Their teeth are gigantic, like very scary creatures. But it was just a really cool experience, man. It was it was just obviously very different than anywhere in the United States.
Understand. Hell, did you swim a lot there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my parents would both go fishing quite a bit, and so there was indigenous like communities that were kind of in the forest and all that kind of stuff, and you could hire them to basically take you out fishing, and they knew where all the fishing spots were.
Got you.
And so, I mean, I remember like even being in like dugout canoes, like we're talking like 2,000-year-old style boats, and
nope.
Yeah, I mean, crazy stuff, man.
That's fire though.
Yeah, super cool.
I love that shit. I feel like I don't want to. I know I can't talk like Mike is in here, but I really want to call this episode Agent Heiser, just because I think that's really cool. But can I say, I know we always talk mad shit when we get together, but we really did just drop a very special song.
Oh yeah, man.
Called Die Out Here, and Robbie produced it and smashed it and wrote it with me, with our homie Colin as well. And I just really think it's a phenomenal song, man. And it's like the first song in my career that's like connected with people. And I would just want to thank you for that. That's I always do when I see you, but I just think we're doing something really, really special, man.
Absolutely.
And it's really cool.
I mean, and also, the fact that song came together so easily.
Easily.
It's just, first time we ever met,
yes.
And we just cranked that out in like, I don't know, 3 hours, something like that,
Yeah,
so easy.
3 hours. Shout out to Tobin for putting us in the session.
Absolutely.
And I know you know how that goes. You go do like a little date session with the artist, and I would say 85% of them go terrible, and 15% of them go really well. And that was the first song we made the first day we met, and I think that forever gives us a very special bond. And then we kept it going though, which is really awesome.
Yeah, definitely shout out Tobin.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
Love that guy too. That's my man. He get on my nerves sometimes because I be like questioning his motives sometimes. Like, what are we doing here? Actually, like, is this for you or is this for me? It's usually for both of us.
For the record, you don't get on my nerves, Tobin. I love you so much.
Hi, Tobin. Yeah. So I want to say I want to talk about that session a little bit. I think it was the only song on the album that I wrote on paper. I remember you pulling out the beat and those first fucking drums coming out, and I was just like on my paper, and Colin helped us with the hook and like did some really strong shit. And I remember my voice being shot that day for maybe I was partying the night before, but you made me sound really good on that shit.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I always push you to yell and be as loud as you can anyway. So
100%.
Yeah, dude.
It's I don't know. It's a lot of fun, man. Yeah, I feel like that song is really special, and I think the friendship is really special, and that's why I'm so happy to have you here today, of course.
Oh yeah. Those types of situations are incredibly rare. I mean,
yeah.
It's and also, we always make great stuff. Like we just get together and make a great song, It's just easy.
Great songs. I want to say too, and this is not even a flex, this is just facts. But Willow, who's I think the best artist in the world, and
I agree.
I think she's an amazing partner. She's told me this, which it makes me so happy, but her seeing us work, how we work together, inspired her to work with producers for her new record.
That's awesome.
And her last records were like outstanding and like platinum and like more platinum. And I thought that was really cool how, the reach that we have just bonding in the sessions and writing good songs, made someone like that want to reach into a different bag and,
totally.
Pull something else out.
Totally.
Which I think is really awesome.
I mean, I think, so many times when artists get in with, producers or whatever, it's like you have two separate visions.
Totally.
And you're trying to, bring them together as much as you can to make a cohesive song that you both like.
Yeah.
But for us, I think that we both just immediately knew the vision.
Yeah.
And so it's truly a conversation rather than, I don't know, two ideas fighting or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's always the best shit. And we're just trying to make like the best song always.
Totally.
Whatever that means.
Totally.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I really love that shit. Can I ask, how did you even like get into before I ask this, I want to say you coming from where you're from and you started in hip hop, right?
Professionally, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How has that like changed you coming into like rock music, alternative music, having both of those sides of you?
I think it was absolutely vital.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely started in, alternative and rock music because that's, I was playing in bands and stuff when I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And, I started all those bands in the Southeast, did a little bit of like touring and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, but we never made any money. I mean, I think, we'd get like $80 from the gig and then go spend it all on beer and get obliterated every single day. And so it was just, there's like absolutely no money being made. And so, yeah, I mean, eventually, those bands just kind of fizzled out and I had to make money. And
were you singing? Or were you playing guitar?
I was singing and playing guitar.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
I mean, it's definitely not because I'm a good singer. It's because there's no one else to do it. And so, and also, but I was primarily like the songwriter in those situations too. So that's definitely, that was a very important part of my life, just figuring out like my taste and, what kind of choruses do I like?
Yeah.
How do I like to start songs? How do I, you know what I mean? Like just truly making something that is, sounds like me.
Understand.
But, wasn't making any money. So then I tried going to college and that was horrible. It was just so bad. I mean, I think my GPA is so low that I wouldn't even be able to pay to go back to school. Like,
Gotcha.
I mean, it's just
They're
terrible.
like, we don't trust you.
Yeah, you're a waste of time here. And so I was like, dude, I got to do something. So through kind of like a weird, through my parents' church, which
that's how it starts usually.
Yeah,
It
like,
really is.
Yeah, I mean, they went to like a pretty big church in Atlanta, so there was a lot of like musicians and just people like that went there, and so I ended up getting connected with a guy named John Briglovich from Atlanta, who he has a couple of recording studios, and he was a producer and an engineer and all that stuff. And he just took me under his wing, and I interned for him for a while, and then assisted him for a while. And he taught me everything that I know. And especially at this time, I think that was like 2014 or something like that. It's like the only music that had any budgets to even go to a studio was hip hop music.
Understand?
I mean, rock music was kind of dead for the most part, and so they didn't have any budgets or anything like that. So it was all hip hop, and so that was really my that was my first I guess introduction to that, and I started engineering a lot, and I knew that I kind of reached a ceiling at a certain degree in Atlanta, and I wanted to work on more than just hip hop. I wanted to do all kinds of different music,
Got you.
So that's why I moved to LA and kept engineering and did a bunch of hip hop out here, and then kept just kept moving on, man.
I mean, I think it's fire too. Like, I know that was a good time because I think Atlanta in hip hop has had the torch for a minute.
Seriously,
like from Future to like Young Thug. I mean, Lil Baby, like countless of. I mean, I think Cardi even comes a little bit from Atlanta as far as some of the new shit. But Gunna, I mean, there's like countless of
Totally.
shits that come from Atlanta, and I just love how they have the torch and they still have it, and everything that comes out of there is phenomenal.
Yeah,
as far as the beats too.
Atlanta defined American culture for years.
Yeah,
and I have so much respect for so many artists. I mean, I've had it's crazy to like be a kid in Atlanta and hearing about all these. Obviously, about the hometown heroes like T-Pain and
of course
Gucci Mane and all those kind of people. And
you worked with T-Pain before,
yeah,
right?
I did, and like that was just a crazy. I mean, I worked with him in LA, but it was just a crazy kind of thing to work with somebody who I looked up to a lot. Like as a kid, everybody did. It's just
facts.
It's like, man, T-Pain's the shit.
Facts.
And he was so nice, such a good guy, and that's one thing that's really cool about. Whenever I do get the opportunity to work with people from Atlanta or just Southern people in general, I mean, you're from Houston,
yes,
so
sir.
That's basically the South.
Yeah,
and,
hell yeah.
I just think that there's a connection that's like, I don't know, just people are warmer, from the South.
I understand.
And
I agree.
Nicer,
I agree. I want to talk about one more artist who came from Atlanta that had the biggest impact on me when I was a kid. Do you remember T.I.'s Paper Planes?
Of course.
That shit was like so big. He had like 3 smash. We were at Coachella. I was talking to some of the homies about it, and he had like 3 smash hit. Like I think the one with Wayne, I think Swagger Like Us, the one with Rihanna, and then you can't start and live your life. Like some of those songs are so big. Like I just love how an artist can like get in that pocket for a few years of their career and just really become the biggest thing that's like out there. I don't know. I think it's a bit of the formula too, but I was thinking about that album the other day, and it had such an impact on me. And
oh yeah,
I don't know. I just love how T.I. went to that pop realm for a little bit, which I talk about all the time. I'm totally invested into, and I want to like bring like cool lyrics and like stories and rawness to pop music. Man, I think we're doing it, but I'm totally interested in that shit and like invested in it. But I just think he did like a special thing. Not being one of the main people. I mean, he was at one point. He was one of the main guys. But that album,
gigantic.
Dude, that album was just like so fucking good to me.
Dude, I mean, there's just like, it's amazing how, I mean, Atlanta is a major city, but it's also definitely like, it's almost like the representation they've had is bigger than the city itself. I mean, they've had so many amazing artists from that city. I mean, you can go back to like Ludacris and Outkast.
For sure.
And like, I mean, dude, it's just crazy,
Outkast, Jesus, yes.
Man.
One of the I have like, I love my dad. I feel like we talk about my dad a lot. Like, he's growing on me. He's a good man. Like he's trying really hard to be a better adult these days. But one thing he did for me that was really, really important, he gave me the Love Below speaker box, the Outkast album. And that like changed my life. Like, I mean, I think people can talk about it now, but that was something. I was like 10 or maybe younger, and I remember him giving me that album, and I just lived with it so long. And that was like my first time seeing like a black artist do like pop music. Like Hey Ya is like,
oh yeah,
so ridiculously huge. Roses, just I love that shit, man. I just, not to talk about race so much, but I just love artists just kind of sticking their hands out and doing more. And I love that. Not to keep bringing it back to us, but I feel like this is just going to be a love talk episode, because that's all. I just love you, bro. I really do.
I love you too.
I need people to know that, like, and you're just like more than a producer to me. Like, you're like my friend, and
Yeah, man. I
you help
really,
me out with so much shit.
Yeah,
It's like insane.
dude. I love you
yeah.
so much, dude. It's always a good
It's-
time hanging with you. It's like, yeah, I mean, I feel like to some degree, it's like the music has almost become like secondary to
Fully.
our relationship.
Yeah.
Which is definitely
I
not
want.
the norm.
Yeah.
Me,
Yeah. It's like, because we talk about it. It's like usually, or you'll be like, all right, the session's done, like, peace.
Yeah,
To the homies, whoever, like, no shade to anybody. But I feel like that usually happens. Like, all right, get out of my space. We just
totally.
invested this time into this. But I love having that, yeah, man, go get a drink or go get some food or just hang and kick it and,
Yeah.
and get shit out that we need to get shit out.
The music's better because
Yeah.
we know each other and we know what we're thinking about at that time and
Fully.
and what we're struggling with and all that.
100%. I know we were talking, yeah. Yeah, to whoever's listening to this, I'm always breaking down. We'll be talking. I'm just like, I'm so emotional. I need it, because I feel like sometimes for my friends, and not that I want to put that energy on you, like I'm not, but sometimes, yeah, you just need like an outlet.
No,
Of-
I love
of
that about you,
sorts.
man. And that's that's a reason. That's one of the reasons that you're such a great artist. Honestly, is because you are so tapped into your own emotional self.
For sure.
A lot of people, they have too much of an ego,
Mhm.
too much of a shell that
Yeah.
they're playing a character, and
For sure.
you're not playing a character, and that's one thing that I absolutely love about you.
Not at all. You neither, bro. We really out here giving ourselves to the world, trying to,
Totally,
at least.
Yeah.
Did you get to hear Die Out Here on the radio? Have you heard it yet on the
I have
radio?
not, no,
I
want
think
to
it's
so bad.
It's one of the best feelings in the world. I think last week or maybe a week before I heard it, and it just, I don't know, it's the first song, bro, that I was like listened to every day, and it's so cool, and I really love that, and just like driving around and hearing like Die Out Here by so and so artist, like I'm just like, damn, this is really fire, because I feel once we got it mixed, I knew that was going to happen, and that's such a special like feeling to have in your stomach or in your soul or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. Shout out Zach.
Yeah, shout out Zach for killing that shit.
Yeah, I mean that's such a good mix.
Yeah, it's so fucking good, bro.
Yeah.
It's so incredible. Let me see if I can mention any other is there any other songs that you're hearing right now other than our shit that's inspiring, if it's old or new?
Yeah, man.
Or-
I have been absolutely tearing up Frankenstein by Swedish House Mafia.
Oh, I saw they played at Coachella,
Dude. It's
and
like,
I've heard great things.
it's an incredible album. I'm not much of an EDM guy. I don't listen to electronic music really, but that album, you can just like, I don't know, the production is so clean, the mix is so clean, like everything is so clean, and it's just like you can just tell that these guys are like, they know what they're doing.
Understand.
They're not just kids
I
on their
wanna
laptops.
put that shit down, because are they a little older or are they like a newer band?
No, they're definitely older.
Okay.
Swedish House Mafia is like legendary. And yeah, the song Frankenstein is with A$AP Rocky, and it is, dude, it goes hard. It is
Okay.
just crazy.
You say Frankenstein is the song?
Yeah, Frankenstein.
Oh, I got it right.
It is
Okay.
ridiculous, dude. So yeah, I've listened to that like 20,000 times in the past couple weeks.
Okay, I got to get on that. I've been fucking obsessed with Wet Leg. I know I was telling you the other day.
yeah.
I
haven't
can't-
checked them out.
I can't stop. They're like these two. They're British and they're really fucking good. I've been listening to a lot of them. What else? Have
Yeah,
I
we
been
both
listening to?
love British music.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah,
Obsessed.
we gotta go out there and make some music sometime.
Yes, 100%. I mean, hopefully end of this year, bro. If we're not, if tour isn't too crazy.
Yeah.
But
Soak in some of those British vibes.
some of the British vibes, some of the British friends that we have now. I think them, Buzzcocks, who is also from from London. What else have in my
1975.
1975? I know we talked about that. Matty Healy is somebody who I really want
Dude,
on the next record.
absolutely.
I've said that man's name too many times on songs. That's kind of it. I've been listening to some jazz music lately, just trying to calm my nerves a little bit.
Some jazz.
Some jazz.
Some soft jazz. Like
some Kinda, but then like some Miles Davis, like a little aggressive shit.
Okay.
I've been into that.
I don't find jazz particularly relaxing.
Understand, dude? It can be very intense.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's like the chords they're using, and just like there's so much tension in the music.
100%.
Like I feel like I'm too much of a musician to like actually be able to just listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm like analyzing it, and I'm like, oh my god, like what kind of chord was that? That was nuts. You
right.
know? Like
And you can't like
whatever.
move past it.
Totally, yeah.
Dude, I think that's what's so cool about me being more of a writer and performer. Sometimes I can just listen to shit and I'm like, this is fucking, I don't know. Yeah, jazz just it's really good to read too.
Yeah.
I think as well.
I was actually just having a conversation with somebody about that. How like it's interesting how, you know, on the production side of things, how, you know, since I kind of know how a lot of this music is made, it's really, really hard to just like listen to it face value and just like enjoy it as just a listener would, you know, because I'm, you know, it's like, oh wow, that snare sounds cool, or you know, whatever, that guitar tone's cool, and it's like, I think that's one reason that I'm able to enjoy like the Swedish House Mafia album so much, is because like when I listen or hyperpop or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like
for
when I listen to music like that, like I don't know how to make it at all.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like hearing these sounds and it's like, dude, that sounds fucking crazy. Like how do they do that? You know?
Agree.
Like,
dude, no, 100 Gex got like some shit that's ridiculous to me.
totally.
Really, really good. What can I also ask? I guess it's kind of off subject, but like not off subject, but like, do you have a certain mindset or anything that you do? I don't think I've ever asked you this, but like that you like to do before you get into a session. Is there a certain thing you like to get into?
I mean, I like to have, you know, a good morning routine in general, no matter what I'm doing that day. I just think that like, you know, I think that if you sleep in too late and you just get up and you just immediately have to jump into whatever you have going on that day, in my experience, the day is always more stressful.
Understand.
You're never as focused. And so I really like to get up, you know, fairly early, and I drink a shitload of coffee, as you know.
You make really good coffee.
Thank you. You. Yeah, I've got the Nespresso machine. Dude, I mean, I just got an Amazon order today, and it's like 10 cases of oat milk. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like my house looks like Costco for coffee, you know? But yeah, I drink a ton of coffee, and I like to go on a hike, or, you know, just do something to like really, clear my head, because I think like right when I wake up, it's like I almost always feel overwhelmed. Yeah. You know,
it's tough not to.
Totally. Yeah. There's just so much to do. And so I think that like really taking, you know, at least a few minutes, an hour or two to, you know, reset yourself and just, you know, get focused is vital. And,
love that.
But as far as like the sessions themselves, I never go into it with any sort of mindset or anything. You know, it's like I just think that whatever is natural is best. Even if that's like, even if we don't even make like a great song, you know, I would rather just it be completely authentic and like us get to know each other and all that. Because for me, I mean, like the actual getting to know an artist and talking to them and just having some sort of connection is absolutely more important to me than making a song.
For sure.
I just, you know, I've never been the type of person to like, you know, I'll make like 5 beats or whatever for the artist before they come in, because like I'm trying to like imagine what they want and stuff. It's
Hell
like,
no.
I just don't like doing that. I would rather do something from scratch, because I want all the music I make to the original idea to come from the artist.
Got you.
I don't want it to come from me.
Understand.
Because then it's almost like I'm the artist.
Yeah.
And that's not my job. That's not my job. You know, my job is to take what you want to say and the vibes you want to go for, and help you get there. Understand. That's my job.
I can feel that all the way. I mean, when we get in, I feel lately I've been taking a like 15-minute bath after like a 3-mile run.
That sounds so relaxing.
I got this app called Finchy.
Finchy?
Yes.
What is that?
Iconic app.
Okay.
So it's first off, it's cute as shit. The lady put me onto it. It's so nice. You get like a little baby and you build it up until like it's an adult. You can dress it. It's very like kitty, but it's cute as hell. And so you just write your goals down for the day. You can even like do breathing techniques. So I like to do the bath, do the 3-mile run, and then set the goals for the day. And then as you set the goals, it goes on an adventure. You can like send it on. It goes like on an 8-hour adventure. So I'll start the adventure right as I leave the house.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like you're growing, your Finchie's growing, and it's just like a good way to check in.
Yeah.
It's really, really fire. But I feel like that was something that started to help me with the sessions because I feel the overwhelming energy as well because I want to go in and make something so incredible, of course.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? But like having those few things and like getting food because I think there was one point I just wasn't eating a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just like, maybe that's how I'm making these dope ass songs. Like I just always trying to figure out shit.
By starving.
Yeah, by starving myself and you know intaking a lot of nicotine,
Oh yeah.
which my mom would not be proud of.
Nicotine and caffeine.
Nicotine and caffeine and reading Kurt Cobain's journal or something like that. Something like stupid that but it works for me. You know what I'm saying? And then just getting there with you or if it was Andrew or something like that, just talking everything out.
That's something we talk about, and Willow's also obviously on this train as well. But like, I think that when we were both younger, it was normal for musicians to honestly be like a wreck.
Yes.
And their lifestyle was just awful, and they were miserable people, and that definitely came through on the music a lot. And I think that it's so good that we've reached this era in music now where it's actually you're encouraged to be healthy.
Yeah.
To take care of yourself. It's like even if you make good music or you're successful or whatever, if you're miserable, then that's not success.
Facts.
I
agree all the way. I mean, even I think this was like last year when I got my deal, and because before then I was just so I would say depressed or miserable just because my journey from Houston to LA and like getting into the door has been very difficult. I just wasn't feeling as good, but the music I thought was really good. But then once I got my deal and I was able to like just work on my art, I was so much happier and the music got way better.
Oh yeah.
And like, I was just like, damn, what was I believing all these years? You know what I'm saying? It's really not about that. It's really about having a good intention and feeling good about what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And not being down in the dumps all the time.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you can think, like, if you can eat, you can think.
Yeah.
You can like, you know what I'm saying? Move around and like drive, like just having more freedom, which to me just comes from happiness.
If you're happy and healthy, you will do everything in your life better.
A little better, yeah.
Everything.
Totally.
And, and I think part of that is that, when we were younger, we were sold an idea of the rock star.
Yeah, of course.
That, we were getting a very small snapshot of their lives through documentaries or through whatever. We didn't see all the horrible aspects of their life. We were sold a lifestyle by, honestly, people that didn't live that life.
For sure.
The executives of these companies that made all these documentaries and stuff, they weren't living like that.
Not at all.
They were selling us a product like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm just glad that as a, musically, as a culture, I think that we've just moved past the, hopefully moved past like the, I don't know what you call it, like the just depressed artist. That,
for sure.
You know what I mean? It's
for
like,
sure. Yeah, I think we are moving past it.
Yeah, you don't have to be like that. There's things you can do to improve your life.
I want to ask you a question about, because I think we share similar experiences in this. But how long did it take your parents to like accept your artistry and what you do? Or was it easy?
No, it wasn't. I mean, when I was a teenager, playing in bands, I think that they just kind of thought that it was just something I was doing as a teenager, just like
a phase. Yeah,
a phase, because I mean, one thing that was really that I think is difficult for a lot of kids that want to get into music that don't live in LA or don't live in a big city like this is, their parents really haven't seen any examples of success.
Fully.
It's like, and so in that way, I don't blame people, parents for not really supporting it, because it's like, I mean, most people, I'm sure you heard all the jokes too, it's like, if you're ever if you're ever gonna be able to pay your rent, you have to have a rich girlfriend and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like just all these jokes about how musicians are broke, can't, have no responsibility, just all these other things. And, so I think that they thought it was it was a good thing to do as a teenager, and then, but when life started to get a little bit more serious and everybody was going off to college and then also, I did horrible in college, as I told you. They were very disappointed.
Got you.
And also my dad, he I think he always wanted me to kind of like follow in his footsteps to some degree.
Mhm.
You know, he was after he left the military, he went into the federal government
Yeah.
and working in that. And so he always, I think he always like kind of envisioned that life for me, but that was just never me.
Understand.
And so that was definitely, I think, a difficult thing for him to accept, is that like I was never going to go down that path,
Yeah.
And but I mean, once I started like, being able to take care of myself and I was doing well in music,
Yeah.
I think that all changed, a few years ago. And so yeah, it was definitely, they had to see evidence that it was possible.
For sure.
And so obviously at the time it was really, really difficult, and our relationship was strained, to say the
Mhm.
least. And but now it's great, and I think they've just accepted that this is my path and I'm doing well at it. So
Yeah.
nothing to worry about.
You are doing well at it too, bro.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
For real.
I mean, I think I told you, but like, every single year from like probably like, I don't know, 16 to 24 or something, I never broke like $14,000 a year or something,
Yes.
because I was making like $8 an hour at Pizza Hut or something, so
100%.
yeah, so it's I finally not there.
Yeah. No, I know that's a great ass feeling too.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same for me. I think my parents, just coming from a huge religious background with a lot of siblings, it was a lot of sports growing up. And once I stopped doing that, I remember my mom like crying because I didn't go to summer camp for football. And I was like, I don't want to get hit anymore. And she was like, what? You got to go to practice. I was like, Mom, I'm not going to practice. She was so heated at me, even though she swears that I'm the best kid out of all 8 of us. I think it's just because I'm nice. But yeah, man, they had the longest time with me getting into music. But the thing is, the church like turned me on to music. Like I remember as I've read like so many more artists and like just entertainer stories, like it's like I got turned on to performing in front of people from church.
Yeah.
Just seeing that feeling, back at you, like singing whatever you were singing. And yeah, man, me and my mom, like my dad always kind of dug it because he swear he can still out rap me and still like bro, my dad will like text me ideas still. He's like, it's like 2 a.m. He's like, yo, like, what if you said this? Like, I think the crowd will go fucking crazy over that. I'm like, Pops, I got you. I appreciate it. He's like, I had this dream, man. Like you said this and like the hook went like this. He'll like pitch me ideas still. So he always liked it. But my mom, when I first came to LA, we just wasn't that close, and we've kind of gotten close over the years. And I remember maybe like 2 years ago, I went on like my first, maybe like official, like when I was starting to make really good alternative music. And I was, I dress very freely. Like I love to feel sexy and feel good when I leave the house, So for shows, I would just wear like sexy shit and dresses, skirts, shirt out, glitter. And my mom just like, are you like I remember being somewhere so cold in the States. And she was just like, just send me a long text message like we're breaking up or something, which I really hated. I was like, just call me. You know what I'm saying? But we got over it. But she was just like, are you gay? Like, what's going on? Like, and I was like, Mom, no, I'm just very comfortable. Like,
I'm just vibing.
Like, and this is who I am. Like, everybody, I was talking about it, with the Chase Boys. Like, I love my male friends and female friends. Like I treat everybody with love if I'm comfortable. Like, and that's kissing, that's hugging, that's just saying how I feel. I'm just very comfortable in my own skin. But once we got over that, I remember her seeing the show at Warehouse Live in Houston, and she just being so moved by how the crowd like accepted me and like loved me. And now, man, she's just so stoked. But I feel like it took 25 years, literally. Or maybe I guess I've been doing music since I was like 13, like 12 years for her to just be like, this is fucking dope. Like, I want to come to the shows. Like, she's trying to come to all the festivals this year.
That's awesome.
Like, she hit me. We just played our first show in Florida, which was great, at Sunfest. And she's just like, man, I really want to come to Governor's Ball. I was like, of course. Like, I want you to come. And then she's like, next year, when you do weekend shows, I want to be able to come to every weekend show. I was like, hell yeah. Like, so that's what we are now. That's and we just like closer as far as like mother and son, because I just call her now and I'm just like, what's good? What are you doing? Like, what's popping? We can just talk. Cause I think for so long, I was just so scared of her.
Totally.
I was just so scared of like getting my ass whooped. Cause I just got so many whoopings and I really didn't deserve it. it was just like me in school talking or
Yeah.
I was never like doing such shit.
Well, I don't know about you, but like, we've talked about this before on my end, but it's like, I think one thing that I was so afraid of is, my parents definitely told me that, it wasn't going to go well. I was going to be broke. I was going to I was going to fail, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I think that like I was mostly afraid of becoming that.
Understand.
What they were afraid of me becoming.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. It's interesting too, because, we're both in our late 20s now, or I guess you're mid 20s.
Yeah.
I'm late 20s. But I think it's way easier to have, I don't know, like I think it's easier to have a good relationship with your parents when you leave adolescence because they don't feel responsible for you anymore.
Facts.
So the relationship changes to, more equal terms.
Totally.
And so they don't, they're obviously not telling you how to live your life because they know it's not their place anymore. And also vice versa, it's like I think that when you're a teenager, you see your parents and you see like their flaws. You start to see their flaws for the first time in your life. As a kid, you look at them like heroes, and then
100%.
you start to see their flaws and where they're messed up, and maybe you want to change that about them, or you want them to not take that out on you. But then,
100%.
But then you become an adult and you're like, okay, I have flaws. My parents have flaws.
Yeah.
I just have to accept that, and they have to accept me.
So true, bro. So true. My issue with that was like growing up in church. They always perceive themselves to be so perfect. And I just knew that wasn't possible. And that was something that really bugged me. And now I'm just like, whatever. I don't really care. We talk about, faith and spirituality and all that stuff. And it goes really great because they accept me now. And I'm just like, no, I believe in God. I think God is the shit. Like, I fucks with it. But not in the way you guys see it. Like,
Totally.
you know what I'm saying? I'm more just like thankful for being here. And I just try to live a good life. And I think that's all they will want us to do.
Yeah.
And I think they can accept that now. They're just like, yeah, that's cool.
Totally. I mean, yeah, that was definitely a big struggle. Probably equally or even more so than music was my parents' religious, their religion. And so, because I kind of rejected a lot of those things at an early age, and that didn't go well at all.
Hell yeah.
And it's not, it wasn't even like out of spite for them or whatever. I've always been like very logical, and like I've always been obsessed with science and with natural history and all that kind of stuff. And so that was always just more interesting to me than the religious texts and stuff. And so, but eventually I just had to tell my mom and my my parents in general, just like, listen, like you guys believe that there's something after all this.
Right.
I'm not sure that there is.
Facts.
But what we do know is we're both here right now.
Yeah.
So do you want to waste this time and argue about something that may or may not come through?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like
hell no.
yeah, it's like, just enjoy us like while we're here,
Facts.
It's like,
dude, yeah, my last thing I'll say about that is like my mom, she laughs at me, but I know she hates it. But I'm like, to me, there are so many like dope examples of Jesus. Like in like, I feel like Willow's put me on like Krishna. And, I really mess with Krishna. Like, but that's how I feel about Jesus. And I try to tell my mom, I'm like, to me, Jesus is like so dope. Because I'm like, he was like just with the people doing real shit.
totally.
I'm like, I fuck with that.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's like us trying to, the world is so shitty and so bad. We out here trying to, not saying we like them, but like we out here just trying to implement good into this world.
Totally.
That's dope as hell.
Yeah.
That's how I see him. I'm like, that's ill. Like, and I just leave it at that. I'm just like, she's like, I don't know, bro. I'm like, no, but Jesus was tight. Like, he was doing his thing, and that's cool, and I respect that.
Yeah.
And I also respect you and your opinion, but like, this is how I really feel. So
yeah,
it's way easier now.
And I mean, as much as, especially in our culture now, as much as we just want to kind of like throw out the past,
yes,
and act like the past either doesn't exist or it's all so terrible that we shouldn't even like pay attention to it or something. It's like there's a lot of concepts and a lot of ideas that have survived for thousands of years for a reason. The teachings of Jesus, of Buddha, of Krishna. Facts. Like these people all they were very, very influential in the way that we think now, whether or not we realize it.
100%. And that's fire.
Yeah.
And if we can just accept that, it's like, it's easy work.
Totally.
But yeah, shout out to my mom. She's great. She just had a hard time figuring out what was going on.
Same with my parents.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll say the same thing, but I think that they were right to worry. And,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just happy that their worries did come true.
100%.
For myself too.
Yeah, no, it's facts. I want to say too, I love how you said you were worried about not becoming what they thought you were going to be. I'm so silly. I didn't even think about like the failure part. I was just like, I'm going to do this. This is just what I'm going to do. I was never worried like, oh, I'm going to be like broke or like I'm going to be stranded out. I don't know. But that's just me being naive sometimes, because that shit's happened before.
No, I mean, yeah, like every music. I mean, there's a lot of musicians in my extended family, but I would say that like, how do I say this without shitting on anybody in the family? Like, I think that. I think that I'm going to be the first one that it's like the dream has come true.
Yeah.
And so once again, it's easy to see all the failure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's way more failure than there is success. And I think for you and for me, for us even to be, we're nowhere close to where we want to be.
Facts.
But the fact that we've come this far is already incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's real.
Neither of us have to clock in and, do some horrible shit,
Yeah,
like,
do some
this
bullshit.
is our job right now.
Yeah. Which is crazy, bro. We can just have a conversation and like do music and like live.
Yeah.
That shit is freedom,
It's interesting though, because like I was just thinking about how I was just talking to my girl about this, how
who I love Missy. Shout out to Missy.
Yeah, shout out Missy. She's amazing. She puts up with a lot of shit. Let me tell you. But yeah, I was just we were talking about how it's interesting how my life although I wasn't as happy doing those jobs and stuff,
of course.
It was interesting how in a way it was less stressful because my life was laid out for me, even if I didn't choose it. Like I had to clock in at 10 and then I clocked out at 6 p.m. I was, fucking stressed and miserable. So go to the bar, go get some beers. And, it was almost like life was more simple. And now that everything is up to me, like I can completely choose how every day goes. It's almost like it's more work and I have to think more to decide what is my life going to look like because it is completely up to me.
Ooh. That's fucking real, bro. I want to talk about that a little bit because, like, you really can decide how your day is going to go. Even if shit just keeps getting thrown at you or whatever, like, you can really go down or you can be like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to keep it moving and put not a smile on my face, but, like, just do what I want and move past the bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's so vital to that is, thinking about what's in your control and what isn't in your control.
Yeah.
And then once you realize that a lot of things in life are out of your control.
Understand.
Your only role is to react to those things that happen. And so it's your outlook on life is completely up to you. And
I agree so much. I agree so hard.
And that's sometimes a hard thing to accept though, because if you're miserable, the only person to blame for that a lot of times is you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that, sometimes I'm in like a headspace where I'm just like, as soon as I start to get like really anxious or really like kind of stressed out, I'm like immediately starting to look for like what I'm doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, is my sleeping habits like messed up right now? Am I not eating right or whatever? And it's like, it can sometimes go too far in that direction because sometimes life is just hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It can be.
So it's just it's a difficult balance to figure out like what you can control and what you can't control.
Mm-hmm. Understand. Can I talk about some of the epic nights and times that we've had out with our partners and with dancing and with drinking way too much?
Oh yeah. I've had some horrible hangovers this year.
I remember one night I think we went to the Roxy and we saw Avril.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
That was a great show.
People were getting kicked out of our section. This is very iconic. I don't apologize to those guys because the music's not that good, and I'm sorry. But we had a great time. I've never walked into a party or a club and just smoking.
Yeah.
And no one says anything. And that was cool.
Yeah. I'm normally a rule follower. It comes back on you.
Yeah, me too. Me too, honestly. I remember we left Avril and then we went to some club. I remember peeing in between some trash can. Very, very litty.
That was a dumpster in the
Yeah.
behind the club, and like the couple walk past us. They're like, "Hey man, you guys better be careful. Like that's a serious charge."
Yeah.
Like
Which
we're all mid piss.
mid piss, like feeling so good. Yeah, then we got inside, which it was a big vibe. I was really good time.
Yeah, man. Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I don't
got
go
really-
out a whole lot, so
Sames.
whenever you invite me out, it's nice to get out of the house.
Dude, yeah, it's such a good time. Every time, yeah, I feel like Willow and Missy was having a great time. I think Willow had some friends there.
Yeah.
The dancing and the loving and everything that goes on is just phenomenal.
Yeah, man.
I think it's really, really fucking cool.
All positive vibes.
Yeah.
No, the night doesn't end in tears.
No. Oh, I know. Oh, dude, that was fucking amazing. I know we got back to Willow's and then you just immediately hopped on. Was it 8-string or 7-string?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. I don't know what kind of guitar that is, but
You were fucking ripping.
oh yeah. I
And
was
then-
drunk as hell, dude. That probably sounded so bad.
Nah, that shit was amazing. Well, I mean, we were all drunk, and then Willow was singing some crazy shit.
Oh yeah.
We were going off.
Yeah.
It was a really good time. I remember also taking a break from being in the club, and I went out to pee again. Cause I always hear like Richard Pryor's like I know some people probably don't know who he is, but he's like one of the greatest comedians ever. But he always just say like black people just gotta pee all the time, and I swear like that line still. I pee all the time, and I remember leaving the club and having to pee, and I didn't almost pee on this couple, but I just remember this guy giving me a stare, and I was like, I'm like I don't know, bro, like I will pee on you if you get closer to me. Like I don't really know what to do.
That night actually did end in tears, but they were very happy.
It
tears.
was really happy tears.
Yeah. Happy tears. Yeah.
One of the best conversations ever been a part of.
Yeah. Very. Yeah. That was amazing, man. Great night.
I think that's one of my favorite things about hanging out with you and Missy, and then always, you know, when I'm with Willow, like we always just have the best conversations, and I love that about friendships and partnerships. Like, yeah, man, just
That's
being
what I love
close
about.
to.
Yeah. That's what I love about you and Willow. Like,
Yeah,
you know, I'm very big on living your life with intention. Every action,
100%.
you have a reason for it.
Yeah,
And you know, you're not on autopilot, you
Mhm.
know? And
Yeah.
that's something that I really respect about you and Willow is you both are very intentional and
Yeah.
you know why you're doing what you're doing. And,
for sure.
And I really respect that.
Dude, hell yes. It's crazy when we can all come together and the vibes are just immaculate. I think some of the singing and raging that we do even in the car on the way to the next spot is some of my favorite times, man. It really is. Yeah,
man,
that's just
so much fun.
I love that shit.
Yeah,
I really do. I also want to ask if you could go back, if you could have dinner, if you could have a session, if you could just have a hang with anybody from the past, alive or who's passed, who would it be?
So somebody I haven't met.
Yeah, somebody you haven't met.
Oh, man, that's actually really easy. I would definitely want to have dinner and talk with Kid Cudi.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah, probably the most important artist to me.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that, yeah, Man on the Moon 1 and 2 got me through the teenage years.
Yeah.
And those were tough times, and that was one of the only people that was like, I feel like very candid about the tough times. You know, there wasn't much of like a brand involved. It wasn't like a message that was curated.
Understand.
It was just him pouring his heart out on a record, and that's what. Yeah, I think that's what I try to do, or at least I try to facilitate
For
as
sure.
a producer. Is I want to make records like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That's real as fuck. I love Cudi. I know we've talked about it. I think he's actually a really good guy, and he's inspired me to do my nails the way I do them. Because when I met him at this party he had these nails that were outstanding.
He's so dope, man.
He's so dope, and yeah, his whole team was dope. And
Did you see X, his movie?
no, but I was talking to Willow about it yesterday, but
Gotta
it
see
wasn't in any theaters by the crib.
Really?
Yes, I was like, Robbie told me about this movie.
Oh, you know what? I think it's streaming now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you can rent it.
Okay.
So you
Maybe
got to
we-
watch it. It's so
Dude,
good.
no. I was trying to push for it yesterday. Maybe
So
we'll
good.
do that tonight or tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it sounds fucking sick.
Yeah. You like
Have you
horror
s-
movies?
I don't,
Oh,
but I did it for the lady, and I'll do it for you.
there you go.
Because I remember the first time we hung out on tour, she was like, we're gonna go see Halloween. I fucking love Halloween. What? I'm on the way. I was so scared. So scared. And then, since then I've been watching them more, but I'll definitely watch that for you too.
Oh yeah.
And it just seems like really ill.
It's really good. Yeah. I love extremely disturbing movies.
You're a real one, bro. I hate that. I feel like, man. See, I don't like disturbing movies, but I was in a phase of my life watching just mad Black Panther, mad 60s like black activists being angry, and I'm just looking at the television like, and I really want to try to avoid doing that. So maybe I'll switch back to another disturbing type of film, and I'll do scary.
Yeah, hopefully you won't watch that and feel like you need to participate.
Yes. Yeah, no, true. But no, I want to watch it. I want to watch that shit.
Yeah, it's good.
I want to say last week I said I think I would eat with Lou Reed, but today I'm feeling like I would want to eat with Joey Ramone.
Hell yeah, okay.
And I think that would be sick. And we would just both be in leather, and he would be like, "Hey man, you know what I mean?" And I'd be like, "Yeah man, I definitely know what you mean. You know, I'm trying to bring punk rock back, but into the pop world." And he'd be like, "Yeah, don't even try." And I'd be like, "Well, I have to try because you guys should have had like 1 million hits, but it came too late." And hopefully he will respect my opinion, and we could just chain smoke cigarettes. And then I would take a break off cigarettes for a long time after that. But that's who I want to meet with and hang with. Maybe have him do some back vocals.
Hell yeah. Legendary.
So legendary, man. I love that man. And I want to say, too, now I'm just talking shit like we always do, but, I've always wanted to be way more Ramones, but I'm so much more Buzzcocks, I'm way more pop, with my rock music, and that's okay.
No, one thing I really respect about you is you do know a lot of like the older music like that.
Hell
and,
yes.
That's honestly something I don't have. And so you introduced me to stuff, it's like, I feel like I really, the first record I ever got myself was Hybrid Theory.
Yes.
From Linkin Park.
Fuck yes.
And I didn't even, my parents wouldn't let me listen to music like that. So a friend, burned a little mix CD of, it had Hybrid Theory on it and a couple songs from System of a Down and Korn and stuff. And like, for me, that's old music.
Yeah.
And it's like,
but technically it is.
I guess at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
No offense to the guys in those bands, but
yeah, dude, I'm just like
old guys now.
I'm like a nerd. Like I feel so, not with you, but like with some of my friends, I feel so bad like stating facts about bands from the 60s or 70s, but I just like, I love that shit.
No, that's dope.
And the music is just so good, man. And the melodies and the stories, you know what I'm saying? I feel like so many people think like these days people are just like doing so much innovative stuff, but like how Bowie, I see this is me being so nerdy, but how Bowie looked at Velvet Underground and was like, I'm going to go to Lou Reed. I'm going to get this inspiration. And how Bowie went to Iggy Pop and was like, I'm also going to become this man and put these two things together. Like, I think it's so ill because I think nowadays we're so influenced by everything. But he was like, everybody's been influenced by shit. But the way he's just unashamed of being like, these guys inspired the fuck out of me and it made me become fucking Ziggy Stardust. Like, one of the biggest pop icons in the world. Being unashamed about that. And that's how I feel about being a pop artist and a rock artist, like about being unashamed of wanting my music to span to so many people and feeling good about that because I'm speaking my truth. I'm not trying to be anyone else. I wanted to reach far and wide.
Totally.
And that's fucking cool.
Yeah. I think the oldest music that I really dove into and digested was, the Cars because
you were talking about that.
Yeah, because
that's 80 though. Come on.
I definitely, I think we're both similar in the sense that like our aesthetic is always going to be pop.
Yeah.
Is it synthesizers or is it live guitars? That's all interchangeable stuff, but it's still pop music at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Cars, that really was like the first pop rock band that, at least like the bands today, they really, really heavily are influenced by the Cars, even if they don't realize it.
Dude, yeah, I feel like that, how they did with Weezer.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully how they'll do with us on some new music, Hopefully we'll get inspired by some of those smash hits that they had.
Dude, and Weezer too, man.
Yeah.
Weezer's one of the best bands ever, Incredible band.
Incredible. Same with Green Day.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing them, and I want to talk about how you said System of a Down. Like I went and seen them this year, and one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
I'm so stoked that they're back.
Yeah,
I hope I can see them too. Yeah, I need to.
Serge has like the best live vocals. Korn, all that shit was crazy.
Oh yeah, that's actually one thing that I think is when I look back on like the music that really influenced me at the beginning, like, late 90s, early 2000s, one thing that I think that was cooler than now is that all the bands that were the biggest were extremely weird.
Yeah.
They were very different from each other. It's like you didn't really have,
Yeah.
you couldn't say that like, oh, Korn's the same thing as Linkin Park.
Not at all.
They're very different. And System of a Down is very different. Like, it seems like the biggest rock bands of that era were unique. And that's, being unique actually added to, the probability of their success.
Gotcha.
But now it's like, I don't know, like a lot of times it just seems like, we've talked about this, but especially with this resurgence of rock music that's happening now, which I'm so happy for. I mean, I am so stoked that people are into rock music again and it's connecting with people. But, it's like at this moment, I feel like so much of it is very similar.
Yeah.
It's like the individual voices aren't coming through.
100%.
And I think that's something we're doing, which I'm really, really happy about.
Yeah, I wanted that to be my last question, but you just hit it on the nail of like how fucking exciting it is that rock music is where it is, and I feel like we're just banging on the door, coming with something creative and innovative and fun and raw.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that were you into rock music like in the 2000s? Like, was that something you were into?
Dude, I got into rock music like 8 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. So like in the 2000s, I mean,
I'm fairly still new.
Yeah, I mean, when I was getting into it, it's like rock music was this, gigantic world, and we were just the tiniest little part of it. Like, you're not even really a part of it, like in my old bands, and like, but right now, I feel like we actually are a part of this movement, and
it's crazy.
It's just really, really cool. I mean,
it's so cool. I mean, I feel like we had a conversation maybe 2 weeks ago. We were talking about that, and I got emotional because I was like, damn, I can like see it now.
Yeah.
Like that shit is exciting and scary and overwhelming, but also everything that I've ever dreamed of.
Totally.
And everything that I want of like, damn, like we're here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just got to keep doing what the hell we doing.
Totally. And it's all natural and authentic. So why would it change?
100%. I couldn't agree more. I love you, bro.
I love you too, man. Thank you for having me.
I know I'm about to be hanging with you again.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'll go get my car eventually. Thank you guys for listening to Dwayne's World. Please go follow Robbie. Go just like peep this man. We have a lot of music coming. We just put out Die Here. I love you, bro.
I love you too, dude.
And I'll talk to you guys very soon, man. Be well.
Later.